rests, I'm going to have these closer to the door. There are many essential tools that I also carry with me in this handbag. I'm going to go through some of them and give a commentary. I want to begin with one of the most essential things, which is a director's viewfinder. Now, this is a vintage director's viewfinder for 16mm photography. This is the 4:3 aspect ratio, which is what Poet in a Modern World is photographed in. I found this on eBay for, I believe, $60. The range of this director's viewfinder is 8mm to 75mm, which is very close to the range my lens kit covers. Now, I attached a chain to it. This didn't come with it, but it allows me to wear it around my neck comfortably. I always have this with me on set for composing shots. I also hand this to my first AC sometimes. This is a very useful tool. And also it comes in handy when you're location scouting. So this has proven very useful for composing shots, for determining whether or not a room can be used at a location. Sometimes your lenses won't work with a given room. This, for example, is very handy when determining which lens to use for that scene that takes place in the stairwell for Poet in a Modern World. We had to use the widest lens that I had, which was 8mm, but figuring out where to put the camera and if we could put the camera in that stairwell was a challenge. Of course, a light meter is fundamental to a film set. This one is from Sekonic. It's the Super Zoom Master L608. You can have an ambient meter. You can have a spot meter here. I always have this with me. The next device is the Minolta Color Meter 2. This is a very cheap light meter that you can get on eBay. You have to be careful because some of the Color Meter 2s are out of sync and you have to get them recalibrated, which I did in 2020 by Quality Light Metric, which no longer exists. Unfortunately, they were located in Los Angeles. This gets the job done. You don't really need a fancy contemporary color meter. This was built in the 1980s, I believe. It's always important to have two light meters on you. This is an all-manual light meter from Sekonic called the Sekonic Studio Deluxe 2. It requires just light. It's a nice backup light meter to have just in case your digital light meter would fail you. Next is this container of various accessories for the camera, and in general I have here a replacement handle for the SR. I learned the hard way that the handles are a fragile part of the SR, specifically that threaded part here. I have all kinds of wrenches. I also have these glue dots. These are excellent for quickly adding gels to windows if you have to, or attaching certain things that are lightweight to a wall. Outlet tester. I always have spare batteries with me. I have outlet adapters here. So this is the 2-prong to the 3-prong. Wooden dowels for cleaning the gate of the film camera. I also have a nice pair of tweezers to take out any hairs. Another essential tool that I have is a dew heater strip. I wrap this around the viewfinder to heat it up during the winter because it fogs when you put your warm face to it. So this is perfect when you're filming outside in the snow. It's very cheap. I believe this was 15 bucks on eBay. This is made by Kowi, Kowi. Another very important tool to have is a multimeter. I was talking about the voltage of batteries in the video for the Arriflex SR, and this was imperative for measuring the voltage coming out of the regulated voltage adapter to ensure that, yes, indeed, this is 12 volts being sent out of this adapter. Anytime you're sending voltage into something that is very vulnerable, like a vintage film camera, measure it with a multimeter. And this is also a useful tool for measuring the output in certain outlets. This is an arm from Manfrotto. It's a small grip arm, and this is useful for microphones, for lights. I never regret bringing it with me because there's always an occasion where this comes in handy. This is the 196B-2. These little crab clamps are very handy to have. I've find myself in scenarios where the perfect tool is this. And I'm glad I have them in my bag because they're very easy to use. They are threaded, so you can add little imposable arms to them, or you can attach lights, microphones, and of course these ball mount arms are wonderful to have, especially for monitors and applications similar to that. I have a squeegee that I use. This is for putting gel onto windows. I have dry erase markers with me. This is for the first AC if he needs them. For those of you that have viewed the behind the scenes footage for Poets in a Modern World, you might have seen this around my arm. I don't know what the specific term is for this, but it's what football players wear on their arms when they're looking at their different plays. What I end up doing is I put the entire timeline of the production day here, and I can always refer to this and make sure that we're working on time. Very good investment, $9. So there is a myriad of lights that have been utilized for Poet in a Modern World. LED lights, halogen lights, plasma lights, fixtures of various kinds, Fresnels, open faces, spots, pars. There are two lights that I'm always grateful to have on me while filming, and they are these two aperture lights. They're very small, but they make excellent camera lights. This is the Aperture ALMW. It comes with a nice little silicon softbox, and it does have a filter tray, so if you want to change the light temperature, you have these little plastic gels, and this compartment comes off and you can put the gels on. This thing is very bright for its size. I will turn it on all the way. This is a great little light to put on the camera. This is an aperture light. It is the MC, and it also comes with a silicon softbox. This has programmable color temperature, so you can change it with a spin of a dial here. This has two magnets on the back, and you can attach it to metal surfaces. One last thing is my belt of various tapes. So this is all grip tape, masking tape, electric tape. I always have this with me. It always gets used. I have a use for every kind of tape on set. It's great to have an arsenal at your disposal. We usually use the neon colored tape for marks on the ground so that the actors know where to stand or to move. And we also use these for the follow focus. Now, there are all of these tools that I have and frequently use. But there is one that triumphs over all of them as the most frequently used tool. And if you have seen the behind the scenes footage, you will know what I'm about to share. And this tool is the rocket blower. This is the patent authentic Giotto's rocket blower. The best rocket blower ever made. And I always use this on my film camera, on my lenses, on the film magazines, on halogen bulbs. When you're working with the film format, dust is your enemy, and there is no greater soldier to fight against dust than the Giotto's rocket blower. This should be your first purchase. Before you ever get a camera, get a rocket blower. You will even use this on your digital equipment. I always have this with me. I'm always reaching for it on set. I cannot praise this tool enough. This is my go-to tool, the Giotto's rocket blower. I hope this glimpse into my handbag has given you some ideas for your own handbag. I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Mourning Films YouTube channel. You can find other videos like this. I made a video covering the 16mm camera that I've used on Poet in a Modern World, among other videos showing the equipment that I have embraced for this production. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Since our voyage began with Poet in a Modern World's proof of concept in 2021, filming has unfolded over 4 adventurous years, gently and diligently, with a dedicated cast and crew of local volunteers. Poet in a Modern World's production is on the verge of completion, with 1/3 of principal photography remaining. Creating this film has been a humbling and transformative experience, and I am profoundly grateful for having made it this far. It is not too late to climb aboard this project and join us. The scenes currently being arranged for filming are among the most demanding. Any contribution, great or small, towards Poet in a Modern World will be of significant help. Visit mourningdovefilms.com/contribution to bring us closer to the finish line. My hope is that 2025 will be the year of fulfillment for this film, with screenings beginning in the fall. As always, your support and viewership are dearly cherished. My love and thanks to all of you.